Good morning, good evening. Good morning, good evening. Today is Monday, September the 8th. Monday, September the 8th. And yes, another Monday. And beautiful day here. The wind is blowing and everybody seems to be out and about, business as usual. Welcome back to the Chef Joseph's Kick Sauce for Entrepreneurs channel. And today we're going to be discussing a topic that a lot of you may or may not be familiar with. But today, hopefully after this video, you'll have a sense of, what these three letters stand for. The three letters that we will be discussing today, and you can put them together. The letters NPC. NPC. Some of y'all might say, Chef, what does NPC stand for? Glad you asked. Non-playable characters. Non-playable characters. I'm not here to throw shade on people, or anyone for that matter, but I can clearly see that there's been a divide. There's been a divide because when your eyes have been open, to like reality, what's going on around you, you can't go back into the box. You just can't. You just can't do it. I see so many people, and again, this is no disrespect or no throwing off on anyone, but I see a lot of people who possibly, or they do, fall in the category of being a NPC, non-playable character. When you look in other countries, at least when I look in other countries, I can see vibrancy, movement. When you look over in Africa, you just see a lot of different things. And you look at the energy levels, things like that. And this is not all the way across the board. I'm just telling you what I see and what I had a chance to experience. Because everywhere else is moving. Most people on the globe are moving. Well, I'm going to say most. I'll say quite a few people are. They're moving. They're about their business. But here in America, man, like, I come to see and understand that we're surrounded by non-playable characters. These are people who not, in my opinion, who have not used what God gave them. I'm talking about God gives us all a brain in most cases, and I say this respectfully because, not everybody's born with the same capacity. I get that. And hopefully you get that as well. Not everybody's born on level 10. Some people are born on level 2, some level 3, some level 4, some level 7. But if you're able-bodied and you can do for self, in my opinion, there's no reason why you should fall in the category of being an NPC, non-playable character. Non-playable characters can come in a form of people who are just drifting, not having any sense of direction of where they're going. It's very, very sad. I see people that in the restaurant business at times that will come up and everything's on the menu, like in big, bold letters. And they'll be like, well, what does it say? And I'm like, saying to myself, like, you dipped in gold and got all this gold around your neck. You got your Louis bags and all this. But you don't want to read off a menu. Yeah, that could be considered an NPC. Because if you're not taking the time to read and to look up, man, look, ain't nobody reading no menu for you. It's 2025, period. That was just an example. You have people who just are just, as the Bible or the scriptures say, they're basically being tossed to and fro this earth with no sense of direction. I think I'm thinking about the Wiz, the white Wiz, which I didn't see, is the Wizard of Oz, and then the black Wiz is the Wiz. But it was something I heard a long time ago. I think Dorothy had asked somebody in the movie, talk about, I think the worm or somebody asked them where are they going, and then she said, "Well, I don't know." And then the reply was like, "Well, if you don't know, any road will take you there." Really? Yeah, man. And sometimes it gets very taxing and it can be very draining when you're surrounded by NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Having to read for people, having to step in the gap and like literally figure stuff out for people. Uh, that season's over with. I'm reminded of a situation where there's a guy. I remember he wanted a job, and basically he overheard the guy talking in the line in the store, and the dude was like he needed a job. So the boss or the CEO was like standing in the line, and the CEO was like, "You need a job?" And the dude turned around and lit up, was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I need a job." That's what he said to him. So the CEO told him to go to his place of business, tell the manager that you met the head of the company and you're there to put out an application. Are you going? The gentleman said, "Yes, I'm going." That's what he told him. "I'm going right up there." It won't no more than a mile and a half up the street. Not even 2 miles at that. So when the owner of the company called the manager that was on duty, said, "Well, hey, did this gentleman show up?" No, he didn't show up. Right? So I think the next day was Sunday evening, like I guess around 4 o'clock. The guy had called the CEO and was like, because the CEO was nice enough to give him his personal number and said, "Hey," told the CEO, call to speak to the CEO and apologize for not being able to make it. So the CEO was like, "Look, I told you what to specifically do. I gave you specific instructions of what you need to do. And, you need to come up there to, fill out the application if you want the job." So I think the guy was saying he came like the next day, the very next day, because he couldn't make it after church. Yeah, they had to go jump to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't make it to after church. And so he already in violation one. And then he comes in like the day after, and then told the manager he was there to fill out the application. And then when she gave him the application, he talking about he couldn't fill it out. He had to go. He gonna take it with him and bring it back tomorrow. Scary. Real scary. So he comes back on the third day with the application filled out. So he happened to catch the owner of the company there sitting behind the desk. And the owner of the company was like, "This supposed to happen 3 days ago. What happened?" And all he heard was a bunch of excuses. Excuses, excuses. You know? And so when he told him, "Man, you didn't follow specific instructions, that you were supposed to have done this a while ago, 3 days ago." The man, like his mouth fell to the ground because he got so heartbroken and distressed, according to the story I heard. But come on, look at this. I'm going to say it. Black people, y'all going to miss it. Melanated people, a lot of y'all gonna miss it. Well, yes, I said it. A lot of y'all gonna miss the boat. This ain't against no one else. I'm telling you, speaking for my people, a lot of y'all are going to miss it, and you're gonna miss it severely. The first thing is you don't know how to be on time. Time is of the essence. Everything moves on time, other than spiritual time. You know, you have spiritual time, but even you got to be at work. You got to be on time. If you're going to catch a city bus, you got to be on time. If you're going to go wherever you go, even the stores have a certain time that they have to open up and close. You know, a lot of y'all want to dance, come in late. God ain't pleased. Just know, I said it. God is not pleased. Dancing and skipping and oh my God and all this head talk and nodding ain't gonna take you nowhere, yo. And when the boat finally drop, when you finally miss that boat, you miss it enough times, then you'll get what I'm saying. But I'm saying that I know I just changed gears, but non-playable characters, if any of y'all got them around you, I tell them quick, figure it out. If you're able, don't get me wrong, to those who may not be able to figure it out, you know what I'm saying, those that are not there, you know what I'm saying, then yes, you know, it's okay to give them a helping hand. But you talking about grown teenagers, 18, 19, 21, they text 3,000 words a minute. But you don't want to get a job. And you don't know how to change a flat tire. How that's going to work? But that's your boo. You dig? Yeah, very scary. So if y'all got non-playable characters around you, especially y'all sisters with these dudes, you know what I'm saying, and vice versa, if you working harder than him, something's wrong. I seen situations where the parents working harder than the daggone kids. Not good. That man, look, I would not ever allow that. Are you serious? But I guess we go along to get along to keep the peace. But today's subject was about NPCs, non-playable characters. We have them all around us. And if you just stop and take a minute just to look around, you can see a lot of people in a hurry to go nowhere. Non-playable characters. Peace.